What is up, Linux gamers? Welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to be building us a Steam Remote Play and Emulation beast. So stay tuned, and let's go over the build. Oh yeah. Alright, we're going to be powering this thing with the Lenovo ThinkCentre M700. This thing's got an i5 6500T. It's old, but it's reliable, and it's cheap. Look at this thing. It's pretty much mint. Still shiny. I'm impressed. Got a good I/O in the back, some USB 3, display port, and I just gotta get the cover off. Check it out. Extra SATA space, RAM's easy to get to, parts are readily available for these. These are a win. Pick one up. Alright, we're not going monitor, we're not going TV, we're going projector, baby. Short throw, 100 pure inches of gaming glory. These old Dells are really great. They can last a long time, and they're pretty inexpensive. This one's been going for 13 years. It's the Toyota Camry of projectors, and it's heavy. Some scratches here? I don't care about that. You don't care about that. Look at the back. Look at this I/O. This is amazing. Alright, controllers. 8-bit DOE Ultimate C. Can't beat it at the $30 price point. I really like the buttons on this thing. They feel good. Joysticks feel good. Triggers are a little mushy, could be better. The battery life is long, and I love it. We're gonna need a keyboard, right? These Logitech K400s are simple. Got a trackpad on it, that can come in handy. You're gonna want that, pick it up. Ubuntu, don't hate me for wanting to use Ubuntu. It's well documented, and it's simple. Batocera, we're gonna dual boot Batocera. This thing is an emulation powerhouse. Comes with tons of emulators and even Kodi. It's gonna be awesome. Dual booting can be a little bit tricky with Batocera, but don't worry, we're gonna go through this guide together and get it all set up. ALG has got your back. So why build something like this? Old hardware is boring. Well, with a little bit of creativity and a lightweight, open operating system, we can build whatever we want. We can reduce e-waste. So go ahead, take a chance. Buy some old hardware, give it a good home, and love it.
Sloth? You're gonna live with me now. Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna take care of you. Because I love you. Oh, I love you, Chuck. Oh, I love you, Sloth.
Alright, let's install this thing. Pick your language. Keyboard layout. I like minimal installation. Go ahead and download updates. Install third-party software. Something else, we're going to partition our own disk. Select new partition table. Continue. Alright, we're going to create a boot partition here, 512 megabytes. From this drop-down menu, select EFI. Next, we're going to make a root partition. Around 25 gigabytes, that should be fine. Mount it at root. Next, we're going to make a swap. 8 gigabytes, you could probably make this a little bit larger, but for our purposes, this will be fine. This is going to be our home directory. Mount it at home. Okay, take a look at what you got. We still have some free space for Batocera. We'll get to that later. Go ahead and hit install now. Make sure you're doing the right thing. Let's put in a name for the box. I'm just going to call it Streambox. Choose a password, preferably a better one than I chose. Log in automatically. This is mostly going to be an HTTPC, so we're just going to go for convenience here. All right, now that we're done, hit continue testing. We're going to make our Batocera partitions. Open up gparted. Go ahead and make a new partition. First one, we're going to size it around 8 gigabytes. This is important. Label it Batocera, name it Batocera. From this drop-down menu, go ahead and hit FAT32. New partition. This is going to be our data partition. Doesn't need to be anything special. We'll just allow it to take up all the available space. Go ahead and apply. All right, that is done. Let's go ahead and boot into Ubuntu. All right, go ahead and install your updates. Why not? Let's go ahead and open up a web browser and get the documentation we need. You can just, in a search engine, type in Batocera dual boot. It'll pull it up. All right, this guide is really helpful. Make a backup of your data, especially if you're installing this on a drive that already has an operating system. Go ahead and do that. We're going to scroll down to the section that says Ubuntu. All right, you can see we've already sort of done that in gparted. We need to download this boot.tar and unzip it to that first partition we created. Just go ahead and extract that in the downloads folder. We'll delete it later. Copy these nested folders. Dump that on the Batocera partition. Boom. That's looking good. Next step, we got to make a grub menu entry. So go ahead and set your root password if you haven't already done that. Make this a little bit easier. Pick a good password. So we're going to go ahead and create this file at /etc grub.d 50 Batocera. So we're going to use the touch command to create the file. Open up a text editor. All right, go ahead and copy this bad boy in. You can see it's looking for that Batocera label. That's why that was important. Don't forget to put in the last line. Control S, Control X, save it. Let's go ahead and make this executable. And we need to go ahead and update grub. Oh, wait, what happened? It didn't give us a boot menu. What? When I was installing Batocera, I came across this. For some reason, grub's not picking it up. I tried using OS Prober as well. It's disabled by default. Still didn't find it. So we need to do a little bit of trickery here. Let's go ahead and edit this configuration file. At Etsy default grub. We're going to make it do what we want it to do. I just commented out this line here, and I gave myself a pretty long timeout. Projector takes a while to warm up, so this longer timeout can be kind of useful. All right, let's run update grub again. It's going to load those configuration changes we just made, but it is not going to find Batocera on its own. But because we have that menu entry, it's going to go ahead and do it. And bam, you got Batocera. All right, let's get this thing configured and check some games out. Wow. Look at all these emulators. This is so cool. I'm going to have a good time with this. Alright guys, well we were able to come away with a pretty darn good Steam Remote Play box, decent emulation box for under $200. I think a build like this is really practical. Maybe you want to get some gaming horsepower elsewhere in your house and you've already got a gaming rig sitting in the corner. Well, you don't have to spend several $100s in order to do that. You can kind of do the thin client thing and stream them games. Maybe you got a kid who likes to play video games, but you don't want him monkeying around on your $3,000 computer. Maybe you got some friends coming over and you just want to throw a game up on the big screen TV. Maybe you're a Windows gamer who's not quite ready to change his gaming ecosystem and switch over to Linux, but you're curious. This is a great way to experiment, get some experience, and kind of get your feet wet in the Linux world without giving up the ability to play your old games. I had a really good time on the 6500T, and I was pretty surprised with emulation performance. I was able to play GameCube games and PlayStation 2 games consistently. I did have to stick to native resolution for the most part to get full, consistent emulation speed, though there were some games that I could push to 720p and even 1080p, though I think sticking to native resolutions and low options is your best bet for this. For me, that's not really a problem. If you really want to push the graphics options during emulation, I might suggest just a couple of these other machines. We all know AMD makes great integrated graphics, and those boxes are out there in the wild for maybe $50 more than we paid. So if that sounds enticing to you, I might suggest just spending the extra money. I didn't run into any problems during configuration, but there was one issue where my wireless card wouldn't work in Batocera. So what I had to do is just plug in a little wireless USB receiver in order to get my game box art and my updates, which for me wasn't really an issue. Also, playing on a projector is pretty darn cool. Just check this out. Damn! Damn! So there you have it, guys. Check my channel out. I've been trying really hard to put higher quality content out there. This video took a lot of time and effort, and I'm learning a lot. I did notice some things during playback that I could improve on, but just stick with me and I will get there. All right. Please, please, please tell your friends about ALG. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's have a good time. Check out my live streams. All right. ALG out. You guys have a good night.